Here is what we stand for, my friends. We are going to freeze the rent for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants and use every resource at our disposal to build housing for everyone who needs it. We are going to eliminate the fare on every single bus line and make what are currently the slowest buses in the nation move around this city with ease. And we are going to create universal childcare at no cost to parents, so New Yorkers can raise their family in the city they love. Together, New York, we're going to freeze the... Together, New York, we're going to make buses fast and... Together, New York, we're going to deliver universal... We will make our city one where every person who calls it home can live a dignified life.
I guess my only problem is I understand making the buses free, but how are you going to make them fast and move around the city with ease? It's my understanding, although I've never been there, New York is known for traffic. I mean, horrendous traffic, like crazy traffic. Like, I mean, it is ungodly traffic. Does he have a plan? That must be in the details of his plan. That must be for the upper echelon of his team to know how he's going to get rid of traffic so that the buses can move around with ease. Now, I'm assuming since everything is going to be free, who's going to be paying for the gas for the buses? Unless, is he going to put a freeze on gas prices? Is there some sort of deal in the works? How's he going to do that? Because I don't think he's going to be able to control the fluctuating gas of oil. But once again, I'm sure that's in the details of his plan that only he and the upper echelon of his organization knows. Now, I'm really wondering about the rent freeze phase of his administration. You see, I get the whole rent freeze stuff, but you lost me when you said you're going to build new homes. The two seem incompatible because, I mean, somebody's going to have to build the homes. And ostensibly, how exactly are you going to incentivize people to build homes where you just said you made them rent? You literally freeze the rent. So guess what, though? I'm not a realtor. Yeah, I don't know anything. But I do know people who do. And this guy knows.
I'm only interested in one thing, and I think he has to address this. I get it what he's doing on the rhetoric, everything for free and rents don't go up. What happens on new builds? We need to build a new building. So let's say we need 20% more affordable housing. Love to invest in that. So we go to the debt and we go to the equity markets to do that. So my simple question to him is, look, I understand what you're trying to do and you got to get elected, but tell me how you're going to do this. I got to put $50 million into a building to build it, just to get it going. And the market's going to want probably somewhere between an 8 and 11% return on the construction financing. And then when I stabilize it, they'll be happy with 7-8% return. You're telling me I have to have frozen rent rates, even going into 3% inflation. How am I going to be able to raise any money for a new build? Not just me, anybody. How can anybody, including you, by the way, you, Mr. Free for Everything guy, how are you going to get that money out of the market when the return is negative? Now, what is the answer to that? Because people should ask themselves, how are we going to get a new building to live in or to have an office in or a store in the city of New York, which is in itself a country, when there's a zero return policy, a negative return policy on capital? Now, that's what's going on here. So if you're thinking of voting for this guy, you're going to continue to live in rat holes as they deteriorate. But worse, there'll be no new builds. I'm only interested in one thing.
Oh,
and I think
there are people that are going to vote for him. And I do believe that he will be the next mayor of New York City. And he just had a debate where he came out looking like a rose. Now, Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, just gave you the real scenario. And it was my question. How are you going to incentivize people to come build homes when you were just telling them point blank there will be no return? Here's the, I guess, the sticking point here. You see, investors, they actually like a return on their investment. I know it's horrible capitalism. But they want a return on their investments. And so when you tell them there will be none, a lot of those guys are just going to pretend that they never got your call. I'm amazed that people are going to go out and vote for this guy. But part of me, and I guess it's more of a cynical part of me, I want him to win. Because I think only then, when you actually give the people what they wanted, will they understand the error of their ways. The same goes for Chicago. Why in heaven's name would anyone vote for Brandon Johnson? He's a leftist wackadoodle. They voted for him anyway. I was sounding the alarm, but no, it all fell on deaf ears. We must have Brandon Johnson because he looks like us. Well, how'd it work out, Chicago? You get what you wanted? No, of course you didn't. I tell you, I kind of want him to win now, because this should end the debate. Socialism in a country where capitalism rules will not work. Socialism doesn't work on its own because you always run out of other people's money to spend. What do you think? The billionaires are just going to sit there and get built? No, one of the things about being a billionaire, they have options. They exercise those options at the drop of a hat, and they'll just bail. There are already grocery stores that are making their exit plans. So you tell me, who's going to pay for the gas? How are you going to get rid of traffic? I guess if you're like one of these New Yorkers and you're one of these liberals, I guess you never even think about that. Because once he becomes mayor, it'll be magic. I can pretty much guarantee you. Okay, and this is just an aside. Every last one of these gals that are voting for him would love to date him. And I'm telling you that. All right, that's it for now. If you like the video, smash the like button and subscribe. And if you're following me on Rumble, please press that follow button. And until the next time, God bless.